Hello, welcome back to Rev Endurance Sports and another video in the series of my experience with the 6-sole Raven.03 custom insoles. I did an unboxing video and then I did a first ride impressions. And so I'm here today to give you my, fourth ride impressions. So the first ride was probably 2-ish hours, and the other one 3-ish, and then, yeah, it's probably my third or fourth ride. But anyway, yesterday I did 4 hours and 45 minutes, so almost 5 hours. And somewhere around 4 hours, I started to feel a little bit of discomfort, and what would have ended up being painful the longer I would have continued to ride. Now, the disclaimer here, or there's two disclaimers, just thought of another one I should give you. When I purchased these, I got an employee discount from Lake, but I still had to purchase them. They were not given to me. And the second disclaimer is I have not molded these yet, right? I just wanted to see how they would fit under their normal stock form. And the reason I did that is, well, you have to know what's broke before you fix it, right? But also because, for example, on their, like their 403, sorry about that curl, it just keeps doing its own thing. On the 403 cycling shoes that are moldable, I've just not had to do much to them. My left foot, no problem. My right foot, there's just like a tiny little corner on the outside, towards my heel that needs to be heated out just a little bit. But I've not had to do any real custom molding to those, so I wanted to try the insoles without any custom molding. But I shot a video and I said that, or the first ride impressions, I said that it seems like the arch support starts a little more forward than the insoles I've been using. And these have been in my shoes ever since that first ride. So now that I've taken them out, I can definitely see where this is just pitched up quite a bit higher and quite a bit forward. So, and again, that's not a bad thing. I think it's just, you just need to be aware of that and then custom mold it for yourself, for your own foot and how your arch sits. So the rest of this part here, let me use a white pointer instead. The rest of this part here feels great. Honestly, the support is fantastic. It doesn't feel like it's too high. It doesn't feel like it's too low. So for my arch, it feels great. It's just this little point right here. It just seems like it just needs to be leveled off a little bit. Now, I mentioned in the first ride impressions video that I had a 300K coming up, and today is Thursday and it's on Saturday, so I'm not going to get an opportunity to mold these, ride them on an endurance ride to see how they fit, because as I mentioned, on the 2-hour ride, 3-hour ride, maybe even up to 4 hours, I felt fine. There wasn't any discomfort. But I also was riding the whole time, so I wasn't doing any walking. Now, obviously, if you're riding, if you're out on a bike ride, you're riding. But when you're doing these long endurance events, you have to walk. You park your bike, you have to walk into the convenience store, you have to buy your stuff, walk back out, all that kind of stuff that you would normally not do on a 2, 3, maybe even 4-hour ride. You should be able to be self-sufficient, do the 4 hours. And there's plenty of routes here where I could do 3-4 hours without having to, actually stop at a traffic light. If you're in the North County area or the East County area of San Diego County, There's just roads. It's very rural, and you know, if you plan your route with right turns, you typically don't even have to stop, right? You come up to a yield, or I don't think there's many stop signs out there either. But once you're doing an endurance event like a 300K, 188 miles for those on the Imperial system, you will have to walk. And so when I did Paris-Brest-Paris with my CX403, so the Lake top-end shoe, it's a very rigid, you know, full carbon construction, and I thought it'd be too stiff to walk around in, because you have to walk from where you park your bike to where you go to the control to get your passport stamped. Oh, I guess I should put this back up. It keeps falling off because it's, but there it is. But I had a different pair of insoles, and my feet were comfortable the whole time. But these, I just can't do it until I mold them, and then maybe do a 4, 5, 6 hour training ride in them to feel confident enough that I can go out and do a 200K or a 300K in them. But so far, everything else is excellent. The heel feels good. There's no, yeah, it just feels good inside of my shoes. Just this little part right here. So the other thing is, I mentioned in a previous video that I ride a lot of lace-up shoes. I have like 4 or 5 pair, and these are from Lake. Oh, there's the logo. And I just find that a lace-up shoe, by the way, between the race last and this last, there's 5 millimeters of additional width. So if I'm, you know, riding in the winter months and I've got a thick wool sock or something like that, it's nice to have a variety of shoes with different widths and different fitting characteristics. So for example, the CX403 is a race last, and it's, you know, it's nice, narrow shoe, and maybe you need something, maybe it's a really hot day and your feet are going to swell, so maybe you go with the competition last and you have a little bit more room. Now that competition last that's without going into any of the wide sizes. That's just their standard competition last is just a little bit wider than the race last. Anyway, but I just wanted to share with you what shoe I was riding these insoles in. And I don't know what shoe I'm going to wear on Saturday. I've got my pink CX403 custom revcycling custom shoes. I might just wear those just because I haven't worn those in a couple of weeks. So, but anyway, this is now a continuing process with these shoes. I'm sorry, with these insoles. I'm going to have to mold them, and we'll take you through that process so that, you know, anyone who's interested in how to custom mold their Lake insoles, follow along, hit notification bell. Also, I had another customer ask me, you know, do insoles really, do they really matter? Do they really, are they worth it, basically? And as I've mentioned in several videos over the past few months, you may have an excellent pair of shoes and you may love the fit in them. That custom insole will, or an insole, let alone a custom one, an insole can take that shoe and make it a superior fitting shoe, performance-wise, injury prevention, all those things. So an insole, in my opinion, is more than worth it. So even if you just get an insole that is not moldable, but it's appropriate to your foot structure, your arch and all that stuff, and it doesn't have to be this brand. Any brand that fits your feet and fits your shoes, then yes, I strongly recommend you get an insole. Okay, that's all for today. I will catch up. I will continue this process, and so please Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and you'll know when I post another video. In the meantime, we'll see you up the road.